The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 958,497. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 12,955. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 5,049, with total confirmed deaths at 109. We anticipate those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, January 14th. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health is ramping up COVID-19 vaccination capacity as workplace outbreaks and post-New Year's holiday surges continue. Currently, there are 7,949 people with COVID currently hospitalized, with 22% of them in the ICU. With 14,000 or more people testing positive each day, officials say nearly 10 to 12% of those who test positive will become sick enough to require hospitalization. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, data shows the number of COVID patients at hospitals in California, including Torrance Memorial, had 200 patients in the first week of January, with 60% of their patients having COVID. Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance had 59% of hospital patients with COVID. That's more than 160 patients. LA County USC Medical Center also showed 245 COVID patients that same week. Cedars-Sinai Medical Center with 336 COVID-related patients, and Kaiser Foundation Hospitals in Downey and Baldwin Park both showed nearly 90% of their patients were COVID-related as well. There have also been recent outbreaks in workplaces across the country, including across the county, that is, including grocery stores, warehouses, manufacturing facilities, and many other workplaces where people come together daily. In just over a month, outbreaks at these work sites increased from 9% on November 1st to 44% on December 6th, nearly a five-fold increase. The highest case per 100,000 people were seen in Boyle Heights, Pacoima, and Vernon Central. California Governor Gavin Newsom may have given the green light to begin vaccinating adults 65 and older, but that may not be the case just yet here in Los Angeles County. Department of Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says the county will not immediately begin vaccinating those 65 and older, since they are hundreds of thousands of healthcare workers that have yet to be vaccinated. People are advised to sign up for the COVID-19 vaccine email newsletter for regular updates. On their website, it states that the vaccine will be free for everyone and will be offered to different groups in phases, with it likely to be available to the general public in the spring or summer of this year. Now, Orange County, on the other hand, was the first in the state to announce expanding its vaccine distribution plan to those 65 and older who are at higher risk of serious illness from COVID-19, with the happiest place on earth serving as the OC's first vaccination supersite. According to the Orange County Health Agency, nearly 10,000 people registered overnight to make an appointment to drive up to Disneyland yesterday to get their vaccine. In the next week, the state's Department of Public Health will launch a new system to let people know if they are eligible to receive a vaccine. You can also sign up to get a notification. The county is also offering volunteer and donation opportunities with regards to the COVID-19 vaccine. If anyone has goods or services to donate to the county's vaccination effort, they're encouraged to fill out a form available online on the city's website. Donation types include food, transportation, space for vaccine dispensing, PPE, or healthcare equipment to volunteers. You can go to thecityoftorranceca.com for all of the city's COVID-19 related updates. Well, one of the 5 regions in California is showing some signs of improvement due to improved hospital capacity and a decrease in new COVID-19 cases. 13 counties in the greater Sacramento region were cleared to exit the state's stay-at-home order. That went into effect in December. Restaurants within that region are now allowed to have on-site dining in their outdoor seating areas. Now, here in Southern California, the post-New Year's surge continues to impact the Los Angeles and surrounding communities as hospitals remain at 0% capacity. Earlier this week, the county reported 318 deaths in their daily count, making it one of the highest single deaths single-day deaths since the start of the pandemic. Now, once the stay-at-home order is lifted, regions must return to the state's tier system to reopening businesses, which uses test positivity and adjusted case rates to determine which tier that county is in. Southern California travelers hoping to avoid quarantining when arriving in Hawaii will have an easier option of taking a COVID-19 test before getting on their flight. Long Beach Airport announced their recent partnership with Hawaiian Airlines to open a COVID-19 testing site for passengers traveling to Hawaii beginning this week, with plans to open a second site for all airline passengers by the end of this week. The drive-through lab that opened on Tuesday offers COVID-19 PCR tests from worksite labs for just $90 and delivers restaurants within 36 hours for passengers flying on Hawaiian Air. Now, worksite labs also have locations near major travel hubs like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. The second lab set to open in Long Beach on Saturday will be for all passengers and will offer rapid PCR tests from COVID clinics that is said to deliver results in 2 to 4 days, as well as results within 2 hours, including a variety of antigen and antibody tests that are said to come with a steep price tag. Currently, Hawaiian Airlines has 5 weekly nonstop flights from Long Beach Airport to Oahu and will begin daily nonstop flights to Maui starting March 9th. All travelers arriving on any of the islands must show a negative test result from a trusted testing partner upon arrival to bypass a 10-day mandatory quarantine. A new study is predicting that SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, could eventually be no more of a threat than just a common cold. Researchers from Emory University and Penn State University shared their research, which showed that this could only happen when the coronavirus becomes endemic, which is when the spread among human communities does not cause massive outbreaks or serious illness anymore. The study also said the timing of how long it will take to get to the endemic state depends on how quickly the disease is spreading and how fast the vaccination is rolled out. The study suggests that the virus will eventually be more of a concern for children under 5 years old, but expects them to experience only mild to no symptoms at all. The study was published in the journal Science. Retail giant Walmart is making great efforts to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Walmart, located on Hawthorne Boulevard in Torrance near Sepulveda, temporarily closed their superstore on Wednesday with plans to reopen tomorrow at 7 a.m. Walmart executives say an essential business and a member of the Torrance community, they understand the important role they play in providing customers with food, medicine, and other essential items during this pandemic. They also understand the importance of being part of the solution in curbing the spread of the virus. This is part of a company-initiated program to allow extra time for a third-party specialist to deep clean the store. The closure will also give associates additional time to restock the shelves and prepare the store to once again serve the community safely. In addition to the deep cleaning, Walmart has committed to providing a safe environment to pick up those essential items by implementing safety measures such as providing masks and gloves along with hand sanitizer, installing plastic sneeze guards at the registers, and creating social distancing markers for shoppers when checking out. Speaking of deep cleaning, a local outdoor aquatic center temporarily closed their doors this week due to a recent COVID exposure. Torrance City staff was made aware of the news impacting the Victor E. Benstead plunge and is following in the Los Angeles County Public Health Department's protocols for reviewing potential close contact. While no public close contact exposure was identified, out of an abundance of caution, the pool will get a deep cleaning before inviting guests to return. Be sure to check back on the city's website for updates. The number of unemployment claims soared last week as 965,000 new claims were filed in the U.S. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, this is the highest number of jobless claims since August. Before the pandemic, weekly applications averaged about 225,000. They spiked to nearly 7 million last spring after the nationwide shutdown. Applications did decline over the summer months and have now leveled off at about 700,000 each week since September. Along with last week's first-time applications for unemployment assistance, currently 5.3 million Americans are continuing to receive state jobless benefits. While department store giant Macys will be joining the growing list of department store chains expected to close many of their doors nationwide this year due to the financial impact of the pandemic. Macys Inc., which also owns Bloomingdale's and Blue Mercury, is said to close their Santa Monica Bloomingdale store later this spring. Officials say plans are in place to close 36 Macys stores nationwide, with 2 in California. Now, before the pandemic, Macys Inc. had announced plans to permanently close nearly 1/5 of its store locations over the next 3 years, which amounts to about 125 stores in total. In 2020, they closed 28 Macys and 1 Bloomingdale's across the country, and now Macys is moving ahead with closing 45 more stores this year in the hopes of trying out smaller store formats and only having a presence at top-tier malls. Macys does remain hopeful about the future, unlike some of their rivals, Neiman Marcus, Lord & Taylor, and JCPenney, who all filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 2020. The Torrance Macys is expected to remain open, with the only locations in El Cajon and Richmond impacted in California. A recent pet food recall is expanding after more than 70 dogs have died and more than 80 pets reported ill due to mold found in the food. Midwestern Pet Food recalls Sport Mix products, which includes dry dog and cat foods with an expiration date on or before July 9, 2022. These were manufactured in its Oklahoma kitchen. The recall includes all dog and cat pet food products made with corn products because they might contain elevated levels of aflatoxin, which is produced from mold that can grow on corn and on ingredients used in pet foods. While the company says they've never had a product recall, they've expanded it to the brands you see on the screen out of an abundance of caution. Experts say high levels of aflatoxin can cause illness and even death in pets. Symptoms of poisoning include sluggishness, loss of appetite, vomiting, jaundice, and diarrhea. Popular messaging service WhatsApp saw a mass exodus this week when the company shared that an updated privacy policy would take place in February, with many fearing that personal data would be shared with parent company Facebook. Well, WhatsApp, which was bought by Facebook in 2014, wants to clear things up with users and address some of the rumors and misinformation that is spreading like wildfire. The free multi-platform messaging app not only allows users to make videos, but also voice calls, text messages, and much more with just a Wi-Fi connection. Company officials say WhatsApp will continue to protect and secure your private message. They cannot see your private messages or hear your calls, and neither can parent company Facebook. WhatsApp does not keep logs of who everyone is messaging or calling. They do not share your contacts with Facebook. Your group chats remain private, and you can also download and see what information the app has on your account right from within the app. The wave of misinformation on social media had users fleeing to competitors like Signal and Telegram. This week, Signal became the most downloaded free app in the Apple and Google stores with more than 50 million new users. Telegram came in second with more than 25 million new downloads. The weather is expected to warm up into the 80s to the end of the week, but officials say to be on alert as a red flag warning is issued due to strong Santa Ana winds increasing tonight. The red flag alert is for the Angeles National Forest, the coastal region going into downtown Los Angeles, and the Santa Clarita, San Fernando, and San Gabriel Valley, along with the Santa Monica and Los Angeles County mountains. Gusty winds of up to 40 miles per hour are expected, along with low humidity levels, which could create dangerous fire conditions. Southern California Edison officials say power outages may occur related to the weather and high winds. Customers can sign up for alerts by calling 800-655-4555 or going online to sce.com. The pandemic may have significantly shifted how companies look at the office paradigm, potentially creating more work from home opportunities for employees. And if you're working from home is an option, Torrance may be a great place to call home with its year-round beautiful weather, safety ratings, proximity to the beach, access to 2 major hospitals, highways, and one of the largest shopping centers in the country. This, along with top-notch schools and plenty of open fields and park spaces. So it's no surprise to find the city of Torrance listed as one of the top best cities to work remotely. Retail Me Not, a popular app for shoppers to find deals and coupons, listed several California cities as great locations to work from home. Out of 15 cities listed, Torrance made the number 9 spot with its great weather and community safety ranking high. Thousand Oaks and Fremont also made the top 10 on that list. The ranking was based on 3 major components: community and safety, housing and living cost, and health and weather. Only cities with at least 100,000 residents were included in the analysis. Well, as we head into the weekend, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance. New episodes air at a new time just for this weekend due to the extended City Council meeting replays. You can catch new episodes at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Christine Lee sits down with a local author to talk about her newest children's book addressing some of today's fears in children, having faith, and how to handle difficult situations. Then on Saturday, as museums remain closed, the Torrance Art Museum is sharing their most recent exhibit, taking you inside for this unique, close, and in-depth look. Plus, a local resident celebrates her 100th birthday during the pandemic. We'll take you to this socially distanced centennial celebration. These stories and much more, be sure to tune in this weekend at our special time just for this weekend at 2:30 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Verizon Fios Channel 31, and streaming on our website as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. As a majority of Southern California hospitals continue to feel the strain of the ongoing coronavirus surge, one local hospital is letting the community know they are taking every measure and precaution possible to ensure the safest hospital visit. Frontline medical heroes at Torrance Memorial staff are also receiving their COVID-19 vaccines, sharing hashtag a shot of hope, as this is said to be the best chance at stopping the spread of the disease. It's one of the many sacrifices we've seen from our medical heroes over the past 10 months as they continue to put their lives at risk to ensure the health and safety of the public. What a great example of showing how to care for one another, especially during these difficult times. Now, if you have a great story, photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you right back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.